Hello everybody, how you doing? I hope you're all doing really well. Welcome back to my channel and to a video that's a little bit different for me, but I thought I would film it because I enjoy watching these videos and I feel like they're quite interesting in terms of learning a little bit more about a person. So if you are new here, hello, hi, my name is Luke, and if you are a regular viewer and a subscriber, obviously you know who I am, but I feel like it's just nice to give you guys a bit more of an insight into who I am. And I'm going to be speaking about my tattoos today, hence why I have a vest on. I don't really ever wear vests in my videos, but I thought rather than do this topless, this would be the most easiest, convenient way to do it with as much dignity. So yeah, that's today's video. We're going to be doing a tattoo tour. So just a quick disclaimer, if tattoos aren't really your jam, if you're not really into tattoos or ink, or you're a bit squeamish, or this is not really your vibe, then absolutely fine, you can click off this video and there'll be another one I'm sure you can watch. But yeah, we're going to be talking about tattoos, and I'm very aware that they're kind of like a love-hate thing. Some people love them, some people hate them, some people love them but they can't get them for whatever reason, and maybe they're scared or whatever. But yeah, I love tattoos. I absolutely love them. I think they are very personal, very unique. Some tattoos have a history, some tattoos have a meaning. I just love art. I collect art, I buy art, I love body art, and yeah, I have a lot of tattoos and I get a lot of questions about them, and each one of my tattoos does have a meaning. So I thought it'd just be nice to sit down and film a video and give you guys a bit more of an insight into who I am and how I've gotten to where I am today. So we're going to be talking about my tattoos. So I got my first tattoo when I was 17 years old, and all of my tattoos are from a studio where I'm from in Durham. I'll link the studio down below, and they're from a variety of artists within that studio. And the one thing I'd say about tattoos is find an artist and find their work rather than just going to a tattoo artist with an idea. A lot of people do ask me, how did you know what you wanted? And I've always said, if you know what you want, it just hits you and you think, yeah, that's the tattoo for me, rather than just getting one just because you feel like it's cool or you just want to be part of like a crowd. I always say if it's with you for life, you need to have a good, solid, long, hard think about it. And yeah, they are a lot of money, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had a tattoo in quite some time because, as you know, I'm saving for a house, and a house is coming over tattoos and ink in London is very expensive. So yeah, I got my first tattoo when I was 17 years old, and it is a map and a compass. I'm going to be doing some overlays so you guys can get a better detail, but it's this one here on my forearm, on my left arm. And yes, I've had this for coming up 6 years now. I really try and take care of my tattoos, and it is a compass and the world. And I got this tattoo because I knew I wanted to travel from a very early age, and I grew up in a really small town in the northeast of England, hence why the compass says northeast. And for me, home will always be the northeast of England. If you can't tell from my accent, I am from the northeast. I am from Durham, County Durham, a small little pit mining village, and I always knew that I wanted to go somewhere, do something, see more of the world than was just offered to me in my village. And I did. I've traveled, I would say, quite a lot for my age. I know there's so much more out there, and I know there's so many more people who have seen a lot more than I have, but I do class myself to be very lucky. So I finished college and I decided that I wanted to take a gap year before I enrolled into university or into work. And in my full year of work between 17 and 19, I traveled. I went all around America, which we'll come on to in my arm. And I also went to Thailand and Asia. So within that year, I did quite a lot. I did save a hell of a lot of money. And I just wanted something to commemorate the first step of my life into adulthood. My mum and my nana, who sadly isn't with me anymore, always said, you can't take money to the grave with you, but you can take memories. And for me, that just resonated with me so much. I just thought I have to see the world, and I solo traveled. I did in America, and it was the best thing I ever did, and I just wanted something to memorize it. So yeah, I got that, and I absolutely love it. It was designed by a fantastic guy called Tim. He traditionally was an artist and then moved into tattooing, so I just said to him I wanted something that showed the world and my home, because that was it. And it's quite a large piece for my first one. It took 4 hours in total, and I absolutely love it. So that was my first ever tattoo. So the next tattoo I got is a pocket watch and a sundial, and it's kind of like on the inner bicep of my arm, on my left arm, so it's just above my pocket watch, just above my compass, sorry. And it is a Royal London compass with a sundial. And I got this tattoo because I found a quote that said, the two most important things in your life are the time you're born and the time you realize why. And I just gelled with that quote. I kind of knew that meant something to me because I was in a very, very dark place in that part of my life. So young, I didn't really know what my purpose was. My mum, if she watches all my videos, will be like, yeah, I can remember that. I just didn't know who I was, what I wanted to do, what my purpose was in life, and I was just questioning everything at such a young age. And I know still now to this day I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just seeing where life takes me. But yeah, I didn't really know. But for me, time was, I used to be quite scared of time. A really lovely YouTuber who I subscribe to called Demi said that she has a fear of time and dying. And then this is quite bleak, and this is quite a bleak story, and I think a lot of people do resonate with this, that sometimes you can run out of time. And I felt like I was just working every day, every single day, and I didn't really have a plan. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I got that tattoo to kind of remind me that the most important time for me was when I was born. And then I kind of figured out why, and that reason why I was born was to do more than to just exist. I knew I had more to give, and one of those things that I did start was this YouTube channel. I knew that I needed to give more and put myself out there more, and hence why I got that tattoo. Also, time is super important to me because I was born at 8 minutes past 8 and I weighed 8 pounds and 8 ounces. So I feel like time's always been a bit of a weird one for me. But yeah, and I got the sundial as well because I just absolutely love summer. So I just thought, you know, the two things, put them together, and it's just a beautiful piece of artwork that I absolutely love. So that was my second tattoo. Sorry, that got quite deep. My third tattoo is linking back to my travels. So as I said, when I decided to travel America, one of the first cities that I went to was Washington DC, and then the second city I went to was New York City, and wow, what a place. So I decided to get the Empire State Building on my arm, which is on the front part of my arm. I guess that's my forearm. And I got this as a memory of being in awe of that city. I'd visited New York twice. I've still only visited twice, and it was possibly the most magical city I've ever visited to date. And this might change, you know, I might find another city that I absolutely love. But when I was in America, I visited the East Coast and West Coast. So I didn't do Central or Southern America. But yeah, I went to Washington DC, New York, Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, and LA. I did kind of like the main touristy bits, I guess, but I just loved it. To this day, I would love to do a stint in New York where I got to live there and just experience life there, because I just absolutely love the city. I love the culture, I love the food. I discovered Brooklyn and Queens. I stayed in Queens on my own. It was just such an amazing experience. So I wanted to get something to commemorate that. So yeah. That's why I got the Empire State Building. Plus, it's a pretty amazing building, and I love Home Alone. And if you've ever seen the second Home Alone when they go to New York, I watched that film and I was like, I will go to New York one day. And here we are. The next tattoo I got is, again, this kind of commemorates a time in my life that I genuinely think, had it not happened, I wouldn't be where in fact, I definitely know, had it not happened, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I got Big Ben on my arm. I kind of love landmarks. I wanted this to be like a travel themed tattoo. So I decided to get Big Ben on my arm, and I love it. So I moved to London. I have to check, I have a poster of the exact time I moved. It's really cool. I moved to London on September 3rd, 2016. So I've been here nearly 4 years now, and genuinely this city has changed me so much. I moved here quite a reserved, quite a shy person. I thought I knew it all. I'd solo traveled. I was like, yeah, I can take on London. And London hits you when you first move here. It is a tough city, but I genuinely wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for London. I wouldn't have met some of the most amazing people I have had it not been for London. And moving here, I wouldn't have met Zara. It's been one of the most impactful, is that a word? It's just had such an impact on my life, basically. And I wanted to get something to commemorate it. So got Big Ben on my arm, which currently is still having construction work done to it in London. If you visited London, you'll know it's covered in scaffolding. And fun fact, I actually don't have the arms to tell the time on Big Ben, because I want to leave that for a special time in my life, maybe time of birth of my first child, or the time of my marriage, or something like that. I don't know, I think that could be quite cool. So yeah, I have that empty, but I just love it. I absolutely love it. And then the next sculpture you guys might have already seen is the Statue of Liberty, and that is to complete my arm. So I have the Empire State Building, Big Ben and the Statue of Liberty. As I said, I love New York, and I just love for what the Statue of Liberty stands for freedom and liberation, and I just absolutely love it. Not really too much meaning for that one, just as another commemoration of visiting New York and a lovely memory that every time I look at it, I love it. So yeah, that's the statue, and it's wicked. Very much love that. The next tattoo that I got, this one's a little bit sad, and I don't want to stick on it too much, but I just thought I'd have to mention it, is the forest that I have on my tricep leading round to my arm. So I got this tattoo because when I was really young, my dad sadly passed away. I don't often really speak about it because I was really young, and it impacted my brother more than it impacted me, and my mum is possibly one of the most strongest women that I have ever met. I'm getting quite emotional about it now every time I speak about my mum. Yeah, she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing, and I wouldn't be the person that I am without my mum. And I think when you're a single parent, for whatever your circumstances are, whether you've lost your other half or you have for whatever reason they've left, or whatever your circumstances are, that I just think parenthood is one of the hardest things. And I'm not a parent, but I take my hat off to those who are parents, and my mum is my world. But I didn't really know my dad. I didn't really have a chance to meet my dad and learn his mannerisms. I just know his name and I know what he looked like from pictures. But yeah, he sadly passed away, and I just wanted something to keep his memory alive as a part of me, because yeah, he is part of me, I guess. So my dad's ashes were scattered in what we call a Dean at home, which is like a huge forest. So this is the Forest of Dean, which is at home, and yeah, I just absolutely love it. It's beautiful, and I just love, I guess, nature as well. For me, just calms me so much, and whenever we do walk around that forest, I just feel relaxed. I feel like he's there with us. So yeah, it's not something I do often talk about, and I know anyone out there who has lost a parent or lost a family member will know it's pretty tough, and especially if you are a child, because growing up without a parent is hard, and the other parent has to step in, and I love that. I absolutely love that. It's one of my favourite tattoos. So yeah, sorry I got emotional. Then my next one that I got, well, it's kind of like a series really. I got some passport stamps, and I absolutely, as I said, I love travelling, and I just thought it was kind of like a weird gap, and it runs throughout my middle of my arm. And again, these were just the stamps that I got when I was traveling throughout throughout my gap year. So I went, originally I landed into Washington DC, and then I went to New York, and then prior to that actually I was in Thailand. So I did a little bit of Thailand and Asia, and then also Rome before I moved to London. So this is like Fiumicino on the 18th of June. And then I've got like January 2016 was the first time I went to New York. And then we've got, yeah, Thailand, more Thailand, and Washington DC. So they're just kind of like nice around my arm. And I just absolutely love them. I just think they're a nice little gap filler and something different. I think passport stamps are kind of dying out now because everything's done electronically. So I just thought it was cool. And it's nice because they're happy memories. And then the last tattoo on, oh actually no, yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot. The second from last tattoo. I often forget about this tattoo. So this, again, travel themed. This is lovely. This is my eye. So I'll show you a close up. But yeah, this is my eye. So I photographed my eye, and I put the iris and pupil of my eye being the world. Again, I absolutely love this tattoo. Just shows so much power is to be had in creating memories and seeing more of the world and broadening your horizons. And yeah, I just love travel, and I just thought that'd be really nice. So it's a bit weird having an eye on your arm, but I love it. I absolutely love it. And again, it's personal because it's my eye. And I do have long eyelashes. A lot of people think this is a woman's eye, but if you've ever watched my videos and looked at my eyes, which would be a bit weird, but yeah, I have quite long eyelashes. And then my last tattoo on this arm is this bridge on the top, and this is Tower Bridge. And Tower Bridge is, this just symbolises London for me, but more so the history of London. I absolutely love history, and one of the happiest memories I ever had in London was when my auntie and uncle came to visit, and I showed them around London because I was just super proud of living here. And we went to Tower Bridge for the day, and it was just brilliant. We had such a lovely day, and I just thought it'd be nice just to get another landmark on my arm. So I got Tower Bridge. I kind of like landmarks. I love the whole idea of just having something that is timeless because everyone can always identify it. So yeah, that is Tower Bridge on my arm. And that's everything. That is this arm done. And moving on to this arm. So this arm is quite bare. As you can see, I haven't got anything on this arm because yeah, like I say, moving to London, it's expensive. You learn your priorities are no longer within getting ink, although I do love getting tattoos, and not to say that I might not get one in the future, but I am currently saving for a house. This tattoo is the Cutty Sark, which is in Greenwich, and it's a big piece. It's a very big piece actually. This is a full half sleeve, I guess you could say, on my arm. And the Cutty Sark, for all of you who don't know, is a ship naval boat that's currently docked in Greenwich, which is in southeast London. And it's just awesome. I lived in Greenwich for a year, and I would say Greenwich made me fall back in love with London. When I first moved to London, I was in a place called Elephant and Castle, and I didn't really like who I lived with. I didn't really like the area. I had some really horrible experiences in Elephant and Castle. It was just, whoa. So I moved to Greenwich and I loved it. I absolutely loved Greenwich, and Greenwich felt like home. I shared a house with 3 girls, and we had this most amazing Georgian house. Greenwich just made me love London again. I spent a Christmas there with my mum and my stepdad and my little dog, and I felt so happy there. So I wanted something to commemorate my time in Greenwich, so I got the Cutty Sark on my arm, and that is why I have a ship on my arm. A lot of people think I used to be a naval sailor. A lot of people think I have sailing heritage. I don't. I just really loved the ship, so I got that. I also do like being on the sea and in the ocean, so I kind of pair that together. But yeah, that is all of my tattoos and kind of a little bit of interest about me. It's very weird. I think tattoos sometimes can have a meaning, sometimes they can't. And I just love that mine do, and they're a little bit of me, and they'll always be with me on my arm and on my body. And it's a nice little conversation starter as well when people talk about why you have that on your arm. I definitely do want more tattoos as well, but as I said, they're very expensive. But yeah, I just thought this would be a little bit of a different video. Do let me know if you have enjoyed it, if you do have any tattoos yourself, if you are planning on getting any tattoos. I know I do have a very mixed audience in terms of women and men in different age ranges as well, so I fully understand that they're not for everyone, but I just thought it'd be interesting to give you a little bit more of an insight into me, who I am, and what has happened in my life to get me where I am right now. But thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed it, as always, do click the thumbs up button, and don't forget to click subscribe down below as well. Also, if you've got any questions about tattoos or anything else about me, do leave them in the comments and I will get back to you, absolutely. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, big love, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.